Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Millie. Hey, Jay. I hope y'all can hear me. Is my sound okay? Okay, good. So, y'all, this is so messed up. Earlier, whenever I was trying to set up my live, I got locked out of my StreamYard. And it took me forever, and I actually scheduled a live under another account that I had from whenever uh, first started my channel, but this is the one whenever I got my channel, I actually got the StreamYard account and stuff like that. So it was a hot mess. So I am so glad that I got it recovered and I found it, and I apologize for the confusion. Uh, it was just been a mess, but hey, I got it. Hey, Scott, I'm so glad to see you. I've missed you. I was just talking about you the other day. Um, I miss hearing your voice. I miss your rants. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying cool in this heat because it's been fierce. Hey, Susie. Hey, Lolly. It's good to see you, Susie. So, I hope everyone's had a good 4th of July. I stayed home. I was with family. Um, it was a hot one, but other than that, I went live that night with Lolly and Smiley, and that was a hoot. Millie, goodness, you just have to watch it to understand it. It was absolutely hilarious. But today, I wanted to talk about the thief of joy. I know that sometimes it's hard to be happy. A lot of things going on. Just life. Sometimes it's just a struggle. But this is more talking about the comparison battle, like comparing yourself to your younger you and comparing yourself to people on social media. So we're going to touch on both of those. I hope you stay with me because this is truly from my heart. Just like everything I ever say to you guys is from my heart. Um, and I hope that if this is something that you're struggling with, that it'll help. But do y'all remember back in the day? I'm just going to say for myself, 20 years ago, whenever we didn't have wrinkles or weird spots pop up overnight. No aches and pains. Now we got a couple of extra pounds. I'm just going to be honest. I wish I was as fat as I used to think I was. Okay? Once you turn 40, it just happens. It's so weird. You remember back in the day whenever you walked into a room and you actually knew what it was for? So I walk in rooms now, I'm like, why did I come in here? What was I supposed to be doing? You probably had more of a social life back then. You probably had a house full. I actually, as far as social life, I actually enjoy my own company and being at home. I truly do. Um, it was easier to shop for yourself back in the day because I don't know how you guys feel, but at this point in my life, I'm dressing for comfort. I was cute for years. Now I'm just going to be comfortable. That's, that's just where I'm at. Okay. So basically, let's just face it. Age or aging It is unforgiving and it shows absolutely no mercy. We can't change where we are in life. We just have to embrace the fact that we are still here to live through this part of our journey. Even though we really, we literally woke up, 20 years has passed. Our kids are grown. We can't wear the same clothes. However, we can predict the weather because of arthritis. We just need to be thankful. We truly just need to be thankful we are alive. There's been so many people that we have known over the years that never got to this part of their life because their journey ended too soon. That happens a lot. It really does. So I know I complain a lot about this hurts, that hurts, and I don't know where this spot came from and why am I here and how did I get here. But I'm just grateful I'm here because I've known people, some amazing people, and I have learned about some amazing people. I have a friend, and I only wish I could have met her son because he sure sounded like an amazing man. Just some people's journey just ends a little bit sooner than we expected. So here we are, years later, doing our daily routines. Sometimes it takes a little longer than it used to, but we push through for another day. But we push through, we push through, and we push through. It may bring back memories of how much easier it was to accomplish things during a day's time, maybe even multiple things. Like, how did I do all those things in one day? I still don't get it. How did I do all that? I must have been a super mama. Hey, Smiley. Hey, Solo Angel. Good to see y'all. Molly, I love you. We often dwell on the negative changes. How about we take a minute to see some of the positive changes? Over the past 20 years, we have experienced so much. We have gained a little bit of weight, but also we've gained a lot of wisdom. Our experiences have taught us things that you can't find in a textbook. That is so true. I love you, Smiley. Hey, KJ. Hello, honey. You can't find these things, these experiences, the things that we've taken from them. You legit cannot find it in a textbook. These are just things that you picked up along the way that were probably hard to handle, but they taught us so much. No matter what the circumstance was, we took something from it. In many cases, we have learned to accept things, just accept them for what they are. We may have learned what we will allow will continue, and we finally stop the vicious cycles. In many cases, trial and error was a constant thing in our lives. We need to be proud of where we are and who we are. There are so many reasons we can beat ourselves up. But look at all the things that we should be proud of. We can't forget what all we have accomplished. You're a survivor and a hero of your circumstances. You made it to the other side, much wiser. I know that you guys have probably gone through things. Could be relationships, could be job changes, could be, divorce. Divorces are hard. Loss of a child is hard. Dealing with loss changes a person, changes a family unit, changes everything. Hey, Matthew. Changes everything. It's an experience that you learn from, and you learn so much. Sometimes you learn how strong you are. So there other triggers that make us compare ourselves to others. So, do you ever feel happiness fade away when you scroll through social media? I don't have social media. Only thing I have is YouTube. I don't have the Instagram. I think it's X now. Uh, I'm not on Facebook. I have no idea what's going on there. I'm sure I haven't missed out on anything. But whenever you scroll through social media, you'll probably see, someone's on vacation, someone bought a house, or they remodeled their house, or they got a promotion. We compare ourselves to others, and it only sets ourselves up for disappointment. Do you know what I mean? Do y'all feel that way ever? While we are comparing ourselves to others, we forget our own accomplishments because they don't measure up to what we see around us. This is self-destructive. It's a terrible habit. Hey, Lenny, but we've all done it. We have to find joy in our own lives without letting the success of others diminish our own. Hey, Borrowed, I love you. We live in a world where we are constantly seeing images of others' lives that seem perfect. It's hard not to compare. We have to shift our mindset. We're going to have to shift our mindset. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are. Joy comes from living your own life, not from measuring it up against someone else's. Life is not supposed to be a competition. I know sometimes we feel like, well, we've got to do this and we've got to do that because so and so is doing it. I got to have this and I got to have that because so and so does, and they must be, important or popular or whichever. At my age, I've kind of just grown into being me. And sometimes that's not something that someone likes, and I can't help that. I'd rather you hate me for who I am than love me for someone I'll never be. So it's just me. You know, a flower does not compete with a flower next to it, it just blooms. That comes from a quote from Zen Shin. Personality begins where comparisons end. So once you stop comparing yourself to others, you have your own personality. You become unique in your own light. Don't compare yourselves. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time. So it's like comparing apples and oranges. They're just not the same. They're just not the same, and they never will be. Comparison makes you forget how exceptional you truly are. The same light you are in, the same light you see in others also is shining in you. Stop counting other people's blessings instead of your own. We all have chapters in our lives that we don't want read aloud. You know, you think, well, if I hadn't have done this or if I hadn't have done that, I could be where so and so is in life. Well, you need to stop rereading those chapters to yourself. Like I said earlier, it's self destructive and it's a terrible habit. And sometimes, you guys, it's kind of hard to break that habit because it's been a way of life for so long. And while you're constantly comparing yourself to someone, you're losing who you are. who you are as a person. There's no one out there that can be you better than you. And we were all created differently for a reason. We weren't all meant to be the same. Everyone has a light in them, and they all shine. They all do, just in their own way. These things just make us feel bad. The world is already cruel and so unforgiving. We shouldn't add to it in our personal lives. You know, I've said it many times, but I'm going to say it again. This is the perfect time to become your best friend. Being your best friend is a game changer. And I have said that so many times during so many of my lives, but I truly mean it. I'm trying to see what you guys are saying in chat. Just look out for what's best for you. Don't allow your mind to compare yourself to others. There's absolutely nothing to gain from it. But you could resent yourself and be completely disappointed in yourself. And that's not going to get you anywhere. Sometimes being your own company is the best company. It's so important to like yourself and look out for your best interest. Because a lot of people don't always look out for you. A lot of times it's for selfish reasons. It's all about them. So if you're your own best friend, you look out for your best interest. You take care of you first. You see things for what they are and you try to protect yourself from it. Just like if you were trying to protect your best friend from something, you'd be like, hey, look, I don't think that's a good idea. Or, hey, look, that person's a little bit shady. You need to watch yourself around that person because I just really don't trust them with you because you're such an amazing person that I love dearly. You should feel that way about yourself too. Be kinder to yourself. Love yourself a little harder some days because we all have bad days. I think y'all are all pretty amazing. I look forward to seeing y'all. I look forward to seeing what you guys are up to. I want everybody to win. No matter where you're at in your life, no matter where you are, in your eyes, you could be at rock bottom, but that might be exactly where you need to be in order to be where where you should be. Sometimes, sometimes the Lord will slice off a piece of humble pie that is a hell of a lot bigger than you think you can take. Have you guys ever been humbled in life? Something happened and your whole entire life changes from what you knew? You have literally been humbled. And you start to appreciate things differently. You start to look at yourself a little bit differently. Like, I've got to get through this. I have no choice. Maybe you get closer to the Lord. Maybe you find out who you really are and who your friends really are. Because sometimes, whenever you're sinking, the one you think's going to throw you out a lifeline is on vacation with someone else. So you learn to swim. You learn to swim because you're not going to sink. If I had it my way, I wouldn't let a single one of you guys sink. I'd pull you along and we get there together. Because I know what it's like to be by yourself. I know what it's like to not have someone that you thought would always be there. I know what that feels like. It's like mourning the death of someone who is still alive. And that's okay too, because whenever someone shows you who they are, believe them. Trust and believe that's who they are. And don't make excuses for them. That's why it's important to be your own best friend. Because if you've got you don't need anybody else to make you feel like you have a place. You have a place, and that's within you. Hold on a second. Great advice, Annabella. I rededicated my life back to God and left all but 5 channels. You, Smiley, Lolly, Ziggy, and Landon. I have to take my peace back and back away from the drama. Yeah. If it doesn't feed your soul and it brings you down, doesn't make you laugh, and it doesn't add to your life, you need to consider what it's actually doing for you. It might keep you angry and confused and not like people that you don't have no reason to like just because someone else doesn't. It might make you look at things with a negative mindset just because someone else does. You got to think for yourself, you know? That's amazing, Bart. I'm so proud of you for making wise decisions. That is another way of being your own best friend. Whenever you see something that makes you feel some type of way and it's not a good thing, it's just like poison. Not everybody comes with warning labels. Isn't that a shame? I wish people came with warning labels. That's right, Millie. It's just not worth your time and energy for something that doesn't feed your soul and add to your life. Thank you, Solo. I've been guilty of, you know, subjecting myself to negativity in the art of entertainment. But whenever it starts to affect you in the way that you think, the way that you look at people, you might see changes in yourself that you don't like. You might pick up verbiage that you've never said before because you're subjected to something that over a period of time, it just becomes the norm. Being unhappy is not normal. And if it's your normal, we need to figure out what can make you happy. You could be lonely. There's nothing in this world that can make you feel so lonely. There's nothing worse than being like you're the only, you don't have a friend in this world. You're just all by yourself. The phone doesn't ring. Doorbell doesn't ever go off. Only thing you get in the mail is bills. It's depressing and it's lonely. Hey, just chilling. Thank you. But you have to find solitude within yourself. You work on you. Do things that make you happy. It could be painting a picture. It could be reading a book. It could be going for long walks. It could be watching your favorite television show. I have spent a lot of time alone. I have. It actually helped me figure out who I was, what was important to me. My grandmama told me one time, years and years ago, when she was still here, she said, in life, If you find one true friend, you've really accomplished something. Sometimes you'll get lucky and have two. But if you can just find one, you're blessed. We sure are just chilling. Let's see what he says. He says, I did 2 years in solitary confinement, darling. People don't know what lonely is. We are blessed out here in this world. We are. I'm so glad that you're doing better. So glad. That is so true. You can't help anyone if you're broken yourself. I don't know if this resonates with any of you guys. I don't know if any of this is coming through. And yes, Smiley, they do take it for granted. Just being able to touch grass is something that you can't do while you're incarcerated. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Jay. You guys are all amazing in your own way. You might not think so, but you are. You're different. Different is good. I promise you. I'm different. I'm different than anybody I know. And that's okay. That's okay. I truly hope this finds you in a good place. I truly hope that if you are feeling this way and you're constantly comparing yourself to others, that when it happens, you stop yourself and you're like, I'm not doing this today. Today is the day that I don't do this anymore. If it's on social media, just don't be interested in it anymore. You know, I don't know how that works now on Instagram or whatever, Facebook. I guess you can unfollow it, the person or whatever. Yeah, we're all at different stages in our journey. I know I am. I've come a long way in a year, y'all. Very long way. A lot of things have happened. I've had a lot of obstacles in the way. You know, when you're on a journey, sometimes you have to take a detour. You have a flat tire from hitting a pothole, and sometimes you run out of gas and you're just tired. But the point is that you don't give up. You don't give up on you. You don't give up on your journey. Um, thank you, Millie. Thank you. Yeah. Solo, I did too. I started I started really paying attention to what I was subjecting myself to because mental health is so important. And the way that you look at things can you it's a reflection sometimes, like you look at yourself and it's just like, hmm, y'all, half the stuff that you see on social media isn't even real. It's just not. It's been photoshopped or got a filter on it, or this perfect little couple on some vacation, probably just got in a huge fight right before they took that perfect picture for you to see. Some of these people that you see out there that get behind a computer screen and act like, you know, a certain way that makes you feel bad, you just don't pay attention to it anymore and you move along. Find something that makes you happy. Find a different sector. Start a new hobby. Yeah, they do, Smiley. They want you to think it's something it's not. A lot of times, the people throwing stones at you live in a glass house themselves. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes, the people throwing stones at you live in a glass house and shouldn't be throwing stones. And they are unworthy of your attention and your energy. Don't compare your life to theirs. Because, quite frankly, you probably wouldn't want their life if you saw it for what it really is. Hold on a second. I started painting rocks with nice words and leaving them for others to find. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, not everyone has the same heart. That is a really tough lesson to learn in life, but it's true. Lenny says they are seeing in you what they need to fix in themselves. She also says projection is real here. I really like that idea, Solo. I have actually found a couple of them. One of them had a Bible verse on it. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Sometimes doing kind things for other people, it means more to you, makes you feel good just to be able to put a smile on someone's face. That's a purpose. That's that's you being you in your own way. But anyway, I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer. I don't know. What was Millie saying? My kids used to paint rocks and place them here and there for others to find. Yeah, I found a couple from where I live, and I found some in Nashville too. I found one in Nashville. It had blessed on it. It was purple. See, that could be a new hobby. If you find some time where you feel alone, because I'm going to tell you something, whenever you start making changes into your daily life and you stop subjecting yourselves to negativity that makes you compare yourself to others, you're going to find yourself in a position where you have a lot more free time. That's why I said you need to find a new hobby or revisit a hobby that you've, neglected or hadn't had time for. Do you know what I mean? It'd be the best time for you to spend with yourself, learning more about you and appreciating the things about you that you haven't allowed yourself to acknowledge. because you've been too busy looking at someone else's situation or some other anything and comparing it to where you're at. But anyway, I thank you guys for being here. I thank you so much for all of your input. And most importantly, I just thank every single one of you for your support. And even if I don't go live very often, every time I do, you guys are here. It means a lot. It truly does. But anyway, so I'm gonna go. But before I go, I'm gonna play a little something. Thank you. Thank you so much, Millie. Thank you. In case no one has told you today, you are important and you matter. And I care. And just take care of you. And I'll see you again soon.